The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Here I am. Hello, welcome to the podcast. It's Tuesday. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. I'm in Los Angeles, California. I'm not starting the show alone today. I mean, I'm never alone. Noah is always there. She's in Arizona. Hi, Noah. How are you?
Hi. Awesome. Doing good.
Yeah, good day today?
Good day.
I just saw you post about jujitsu.
Yeah, that's why I'm
grateful
having
for
a
that.
good day. I went to the gym for like almost 3 hours.
Already
yesterday.
today?
No, last night.
Oh, fun. Wow. That's a lot.
But
What
it's
do you
not
do
like
the whole time?
It's not working out 3 hours. I just want to make that clear. I'm not like a meathead. It's like working together, trying new things, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Teamwork.
That makes me feel better. But that's fun. You have friends there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Andrew,
What's
Colin
up?
is here in
Yo.
the hotel room across the hall from me. What's up, dude?
What's up? What's up over there in 1812? I'm in 1815. What's up? Right across the halls.
Right across the halls. How did you sleep last night?
I slept actually really good. I went to bed early, like 10 o'clock. Woke up at 1 a.m. It was okay. Tried to get a psychiatrist this morning in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, I got to call mine, too.
He didn't. The phone, they go, we're not going to be available till December 22nd, till the 27th. I looked at my phone. I go, is it the 22nd? It's not even close.
They're just letting you know. Yeah, they're just, just letting you know.
but-
I listened to the same message I gave you. It's my psychiatrist,
Yeah,
right?
the phone's not even on, though.
Yeah, they never answer. You just leave messages.
I mean, okay, so I guess that's...
Did you have to listen to the whole thing of if you're requesting a stimulant, please note that you cannot get it refilled on the same day. It's like the longest message ever.
Ever.
To just go, hey, can I get these stimulants filled today? And they're like, we just told you, bitch.
It's smart because it depresses you, so then you want to go more.
Yeah, the longer the message you have to listen to, they probably lose more people and get less people leaving messages. Do you know that I have no voicemail? Like, there's no outgoing voicemail? You can't leave me a voice message. It is the best thing that's ever happened in my life. I switched phones. When did my phone go kaput? August? September?
So wait,
something like that.
because it's full or just because?
Matt Green, my brother-in-law, is a tech whiz. His brother works at Apple and develops this shit.
Oh.
He knows everything about phones and stuff. And I brought it over the other day and I go, hey, I haven't had voicemail. And when I call, it goes, you need to enter your password. And I put it, and it's just, he couldn't hack it. He goes, you just can't have voicemail. You have to maybe go to, AT&T. I'm not going to do that.
No.
But the thing is, guess what? My world is still going.
Yeah, your email's
No one's been
open.
able to leave a fucking message for me, and there is no problem in my life. You think that if people can't get in touch with you, there would be some catastrophe if someone can't leave a voice message, but just text me, bro.
The only people that tell you your voicemail's down is your parents. Hey, I
Right.
couldn't leave a message. I wanted to tell you to call me back. Hey.
Yeah.
And it's like, I see you on the call waiting, or the call, whatever. I know to call you back. I see it.
Do you say leave a message at the beep? Do you still say the beep?
Do I say the beep?
What's
No.
yours? Is yours hey, it's Andrew?
I don't even know at this point.
Yeah. Is your voice message full? Is your mailbox full?
A
as
lot
fuck?
of the times it is, yeah. Because
Yeah,
you have to
and you gotta
delete
empty
it
it out.
twice.
Yeah, I try to get mine to fill up so that I can't get any more.
But you know what? A full voice, when people are in a professional sense, when people are calling you and trying to leave a message and your mailbox is full, you're not a reliable person to work with. Because you're not, for me, it goes, oh, this person's very disorganized and not getting to things in their life. Even though that's not true. Who cares about voicemails? It's almost like a messy room.
I agree,
Maybe
but I
I'm
think
projecting.
it could also be looked at as they're highly in demand and they can't even keep up. So we got to get them. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
All I know is I called the psychiatrist. The one didn't work. Three didn't accept new patients. And then the last one was a fax machine. And that was...
Wait, what did mine say?
It just never answered. I couldn't even leave a message on yours.
Dude, you can. I'll get you in. I'll get you through.
All right, well, I called, I've left messages for 3 others. I'm trying here.
Yeah.
But anyhow.
You got to get that Wellbutrin. That's what you're trying to get, right?
I just got to come, Nick. I gotta come better. I mean,
You're just because you're on Zoloft. How many mgs are you on?
50.
Yeah, it's amazing what 50 milligrams has done for your life. I don't think I've known anyone that has benefited more. and I say that with so much love.
Yeah.
Of like, you really, you lucked out. It takes people so long to find the right kind of cocktail, and 50 mgs for you. You're just a happy guy. Like you rarely chew on your fingers that much anymore. I just don't see you have that much anxiety anymore. And you just always seem really happy.
I do get sad still. I get sad.
Yeah.
But I think I get sad for the right reasons, not sad because I have horrible panic attacks, and I'm afraid of life.
What do you do when you're sad?
I try to just be in it and not try to like a panic attack. I try not to stop being sad. I just let it go through, and usually a lot of times it's in the morning. And I'll just sit in bed for an extra 10 minutes, and it usually goes away. And then after a shower, it's gone.
Will you go on your phone to kind of, or do you just lay there sad?
Usually
What is the sadness?
I don't know. I just
You feel depressed.
Yeah, it's hard to explain it, I guess.
You used to have thoughts of what am I doing with my life? What's the point of everything? Those kind of thoughts?
Kind of, a little bit, yeah. I was a little depressed about we did, I don't know, for the cameras, the stuff yesterday. Yeah. And it's
yeah, you did a thing yesterday.
When we travel so much, that first day, I don't feel creative or as witty as I want or whatever. And I was was I too mean? Was I led to certain answers I didn't want to get? You know what I mean? And it felt like a deposition that I was wait, what did I say? Right. And it's just, I don't know.
Well, it'll air eventually, and then we'll have that talk then. God only knows what you said. Jesus Christ, dude.
No,
are you worried that
it wasn't that bad? It really wasn't. Yeah. I just
No, I don't think. I think you are being hard on yourself.
You say so much though. That's the problem with those things. So it's what did I say? You just and you're tired at the end, and you're just I don't know. Well, but no. I think I was good. I think it was good.
You were having a little bit of anxiety, kind of sadness about that.
Yeah, just because I don't know if I was in good enough mood yesterday. The line between funny and mean can be just a smile away sometimes.
Yeah.
And just how
if you don't put that little smile on it, it can be taken the wrong way. Totally. And it's like writing an LOL after a text.
Yeah. It's go fuck yourself, bitch. LOL.
Yes. Yeah, I have that too. I always have that kind of hangover after where I go, I could have been better. That regret of I could have been better. And then you start going, it's not, why didn't they work in my schedule so I had a day to collect myself? I would have been better if it was a day later. And and you start pointing fingers of but I want to it's not my fault that I was bad. It's not your fault. You're just, that's the way the schedule works. And honestly, you couldn't have done any differently yesterday. It was that was the way it was supposed to be. And in the end, whatever you did on that thing, even if it was the most important thing of your life, and I'm just talking about in general, I was editing my special last night and I'm just in the middle of it, and I go, most people aren't even gonna get this fucking far,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Most people, I mean, they should. It's really good, but
you mean get this far watching?
No, yeah, I didn't mean in your career.
Oh, I thought you meant in the career.
No, I meant in the special. I was halfway through it, and I go, I could really just have a video of Andrew on a inversion table putting peanut butter all over himself, singing "This Girl Is on Fire."
Yeah.
And just it could cut to that, and I wonder how many people would even notice, because comedy specials are hard to maintain your focus the entire time. But I was thinking, I was having kind of existential thoughts of I'm gonna be dead someday. This me staying up, and I was just wired at 2 a.m. still. And, I keep making these notes. You should see my notes. It's just, I've never felt like I was studying for a final it was just so much work that it reminded me of college, of just staying up late and doing all this writing and just getting it done, and I was feeling very productive. But at some point, there was diminishing returns, and I was supposed to get the whole thing done tonight or last night, and I did not. I only got halfway through it. There's so much work to be done on it, and I was like, if this isn't submitted in time, does anything really happen? What are the consequences? Am I going to go to prison? Is my family going to be murdered? Like, the stakes are not as high as I make them out to be all the time.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but
everything.
I guess, like, I don't know, it's weird because I think it's a double-edged sword in the sense, like, you making the stakes high will make you work harder or make it better somehow because you have more to lose kind of thing. I don't know. It just like...
I pulled a real Louis C.K. on this one. Like, yesterday I went into the edit. I feel so bad. I did you expose
insert
yourself? Jerk off joke here. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I just did it.
But I went in. So there's a couple things I've learned in my life that it's good to ask for help, to know when you can't do things. You can't do everything, especially as a stand-up. You just try to do everything yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm someone who, if I got in, were you like this, you guys, if you got into a group project in high school, middle school, or it's like 3 people are all working on this thing and you got to like work for a week or weeks on it and then present it. What role did you take in that? I mean, I already know. You were the Joe Kiske of the group. That was the guy that I just go, you sit back, let me do this, Joe.
I tried to be the glue.
Wow, that's why we work together. We're all...
I mean, honestly, this is a group project.
Yeah.
And we need... You keep it fun, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm Joe.
Noah is the person that's like putting the caps back on the markers, putting them back in the, like, keeping them organized, like keeping us on schedule, making sure things get turned in at the right time. And I'm like, can I just like do it all? Can I just write it all? Can I be the one that colors it in? And that's always what I wanted to do. And I think that, Miss Busive, my therapist, she used to tell me, like, you need to ask for help for things. Because I remember being like, I got to get this set together for this thing and I have to go shopping for this dress. That was the same time she goes, you're not a beauty. It doesn't matter what you wear. People aren't looking at you. You're not a beauty. Accept it. And I was just like, you can't say that to me. It matters. And then I was free after that a little bit. But she also was like, you need to ask for help. Because I remember one time I went into her. It was the first session I ever went into with her. And I just go, today my issue is that I need to get a mattress. I need a mattress and I cannot decide on one. I am just stuck. I go to the store, I lay on them, I toss around. I cannot, there's just too many choices. And so I'm just sticking with my shitty one. And I was like, and I called my mom. She goes, why'd you call your mom? I go, I don't know. She's like a goods consumer. Like she knows what's good, where to go. And she goes, is she sleeping on the mattress? And I go, no. She's like, then why do you need her input? And I was like, it's a good fucking point. I'll never forget that. She goes, stop calling your mom for things that she's not a part of. Because I used to always call my mom about everything, every little thing. And I just, if you relate to this at all, where you just keep calling someone, waiting to get the thing that you're looking for, which is validation that you're doing it right, sympathy, empathy, whatever it is. My mom gives me the things that when I call her now, I know what to call her for because I know what my mom's capable of giving me. But I used to call her for things that I used to be like, Mom, I ruined my computer. And she'd be like, Nikki, why would you be drinking a cup of water next to your brand new computer? Oh, and it would just be like someone else to dig the knife in a little bit harder. It was like someone else to punish me the way that I wanted to be punished. And it was like, that was the best thing I ever got from Miss Busive, was when I spilled water on my brand new computer. And I didn't have a lot of money at the time. And even if I did, it was a $2,000 computer and I poured water all over it. It shorted out. And I'm just like, I can't have nice things. It was just so validating that it's been a while that I've stained, the band. And I remember walking to the stand that night across, I lived in Chelsea on the west side. I walked over the east side and across town. I walked by a dog and I was just like, I want that dog to fucking bite me. Like I just wanted, it's the same thing that when people cut themselves, like you just want to be punished for the thing you know about yourself. You want to see an injury that is bad as how you feel. I can't explain it, but I really do. I have that kind of self-harmy thing and self-harmy hammer. And I remember telling my therapist that, and she said, this helped me so much, and it helps me all the time in life. She goes, "Isn't the punishment that you lost your computer? Isn't that the crime? Like that's it." And that's how I kind of feel about when people kill someone in a car accident, and they're like, "You need to go to jail." It's like, don't you think the punishment of murdering someone is good enough? Is a punishment enough? Do we need to do more? And it's like, that's where I kind of, and you can relate to that to anything in your life that you want to punish yourself for, especially if it's something that you're already suffering. It's like, that's the punishment. Stop it. Be nice to yourself now, because you poor thing, you just lost your computer. Be nice. Does any of this resonate?
It does, but the murder thing lost me a little bit, just in the sense because
I know we always get back to this.
Yeah.
I just think
I just don't know
you're
why
murdering
you
sociopathically, like you
always
like
go
it.
so from computer being broken to the most extreme thing possible, and I think you skip a bunch of steps in between those.
I'm talking about a texting and driving situation, even an impaired driving situation, one in which, by the way, everyone listening that's going, "No, my brother was killed," or listen, it fucking is tragic as fuck, but we've all been distracted driving. No one has it. Mistakes happen, and I don't think that person should have to go to jail forever.
My point is, it'd be different if you crash your car and the punishment is you wrecked your car, and it's just your car. But once you kill another life,
I have to say, like, if I killed someone accidentally because I was being careless.
But do you see the difference? The analogy works better with the car than killing someone.
Yeah, but I'm taking it all the way. I'm taking it all the way and saying that I actually believe this. And I could be wrong, and this could lose us listeners because people go, "I give up on Nikki." But I'm not diminishing life or saying that person has a right to be careless when drive. Just keep driving, texting. Like, how many times, if on a smaller scale, have you learned a lesson from making a grave mistake? And how many times have you been lucky enough to not, when you've been distracted driving, to not have plowed into a family that was crossing a street? Like, this is the thing. It could happen to any of us. And I know there's some circumstances where it's like someone blasted drunk driving, totally erratically. But like, there are times where people are texting and driving or whatever, and people just go, "Lock her away forever." And it's like, I understand being angry, but if I was texting and driving, which I do not do, well, if I was looking at my phone, looking at a Waze, we all look at our phone for directions. Don't act like you're better than me. Like,
we
you don't
all
do it.
edit
Maybe
our
you don't,
special
but
when we drive.
yeah, we're all have 3 computers on our laps in the driver's seat.
The car has a computer that you look at. Like, what are we talking about? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the car
I know, but
has
sometimes
a
it doesn't connect. Well, maybe you're looking at that screen.
That's what I'm saying. There's a TV in your car.
Oh, right. Yes. So if that happened, I think having to live with the fact that I did that is punishment enough.
I get what you're saying.
Like, I'm not going to just go, oh, I got off. Let me just go to fucking Kohl's and go on a shopping spree. Like, I don't know why that was my day after I get let off from, involuntary manslaughter. But like, I'm going to suffer the rest of my life. Like, it's having the weight of having taken someone's life by your negligence is brutal. And in ways, I guess I would want to go to jail, because just like the dog biting, I would want to be punished in a way that made me feel like I was paying for what I had done. But I don't think it's right.
I mean, I don't think you should go for life, but I think, several years could work.
Okay.
But several is not a lot.
Except,
Oh my
we gotta go to
God.
break. I didn't even get that call back. That was good, dude. Let's go to break. We'll come back with the news. Hey, Andrew.
Hey.
Let's get to the news.
Do it, bruh.
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, folks. You know what that means? It is Tuesday. I hope you're having all the swells out there, except for you, Larry.
Ooh, my first kiss.
Yeah, that's who I'm coming after. Larry Nasser. When that the
Oh my God, that was a lot of girls' first kiss. Let's be honest.
380 million they got, which is fucking awesome.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they got. I think the lawsuit's over. They got
Settlement.
The settlement, $380 million, which that's a lot of parallel
divided
bars.
between how many?
Huh?
Divided between how many lawyers? I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like how many girls?
I don't know. That's a good question though.
I mean, 380 when you divide it, and then taxes, and then lawyers.
Yeah, each girl's
It's not
walking away
enough
with
to
a
be
number 2 at Chick-fil-A.
violated in that way. And I'm sure someone's like, well, maybe he accidentally did it, Nikki. Why don't you forgive him? That's different.
When does it
There's no free
stop?
will,
What
and
if
he
he's
didn't choose his
texting
brain.
and fingering Nikki?
Ooh.
All right. Sorry, that was probably over the top.
No, I was responding to my own thing. I wasn't doing your thing.
Oh,
Okay, let's get to it.
People
on social media. Sorry,
No,
I
go
can
ahead.
see it now.
Do it.
People on social media are outraged over a video of teachers scrambling to scoop dollar bills at a hockey rink
Oh,
for
man,
the
you
Dash
fucked
for
up
Cash
there.
event aimed to raise money for school supplies. Oh, okay.
Did you see this video?
No.
They have teachers on their knees throwing dollar bills in front of people, cheering them on like they're like rats trying to get cheese, just so they could pay for supplies for their school. It looks
The money was donated to the South Dakota Business CU Mortgage Direct. It was meant to go towards the teachers' classrooms or schools.
Yes.
Each of the teachers got hundreds of dollars, ranging between $378 to $616. Critics on social media called the contest cruel and dystopian. Yeah, it almost Squid Gamey. They pointed out lack of funding and pitting teachers against each other. Yeah, a fifth grade teacher who participated said, I think it's really cool when the community offers an opportunity like this for things.
Yeah.
A lot of times, that educators a lot of times pay out of pocket for. You know, there's a fun game element though to scrambling for cash, and I know that it looks sad because it's like this is just stuff that should be provided.
They used to do it on game shows all the time.
Yes, but I guess those people were spending it on a jet ski though, and not on
on things that they need
On-
for
yeah,
their
true.
career.
little mats to put on the floor for the reading nook.
I mean, it is wild that teachers have to come out of pocket for school supplies. I mean,
I don't know why anyone's a teacher. Thank fucking God for teachers. But man, that is a really rough. I mean, I do know why people are teachers. They fucking care about kids,
And
it's rewarding.
and getting their
In
summers
many
off.
ways. Summers off. But
No, I know, it sucks.
It doesn't pay enough, and it is I think thankless, and parents are fucking terrible now. They all think their child's just the most special thing, and now teachers are getting in trouble for giving out homework. Mm-hmm. You know, it used to be like you would get in trouble for not doing your homework, and the teacher would call the parent about like, hey, they aren't doing their work. Now the parent calls the teacher and says, you're giving too much homework. In what world? I mean, I would have loved for that scenario to be happening back in the day, but it was like teachers used to be respected and like they know what's better than the parent. It's just
I guess though, like, you know, I read that quote by the woman and she participated in it. So it's like, why are we listening to anyone except for the people that participated?
people that did it, that liked it.
Yeah, I always find that interesting. It's like I saw a video of like cultural appropriation. Like this guy was dressed in like as a mariachi band, and people were like, "How could you do that? Like, how could you dress?"
And a mariachi band was like, we love it. It's fine for...
Thank you for promoting us. I appreciate it. Like, thank you for like not thinking we're invisible. You know. And it's just, I don't know, it's just interesting. It's like
people taking up for other people. And it's like, you might think this is, you know, when people ever say about girls on Instagram, you know, posing slightly slutty or whatever. And it's like, it's so sad. She's so sad. It's so bad. Like, girl, you don't have to do that. It's like, that's what you're putting on it. Don't do that to her. Or porn. Like, I watch porn sometimes and I go, oh, this girl, I just want to give her a hug. And it's like, you don't know what, Nikki, shut up. She might be like liking this. And people could say that about me, you know, oh, you don't need to do this, Nikki, and talk about these things. It's like, but you're not me. Just back off. When do you stick up for someone? When do you go,
when they ask
hey,
for
are
it.
you okay?
When they ask for it, I guess. But
what if someone's being held against their will, or what if someone is, not able to actually stand up for themselves? Like, you see a lot of times there are just people that have come from abusive families where they didn't learn how to, have autonomy and boundaries, and you see them being trampled on or being, rude to a Starbucks employee being yelled at, or maybe a customer being, and then you take it upon yourself to like defend them. When is that okay? And when is that like, you don't know?
Well, I guess like, earlier you were like, teachers, I don't know how you do it. But then I guess there are some teachers that are like, you're right, Nikki, like this job fucking is thankless and sucks. And then
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. And then I'm
because
sure
I require constant validation of, we appreciate you and you are great. And this is, and I'm not saying I couldn't do it. I hate when people go, I could never live in New York. I could never get on stage. I'm like, yes, you could. If you had my brain and life, it'd be very easy for you.
Yeah.
So I could be a teacher. And I don't mean to go like talk down to teachers in any way. I was just like, I just am really grateful for teachers.
Yeah.
I know that it's even the ones that love it and would never want to do anything else and are going to stick it through no matter what. I know that it sucks and that you don't get the appreciation that you deserve. And maybe you don't want it, maybe you don't need that. I was talking to Kirsten at breakfast today about, I'm not good at like thanking people sincerely in person. It's just very uncomfortable for me to be like, I appreciate you, and like looking someone in the eye and doing it. I'm much better at like sharing my sentimental feelings in a letter or like an email or a text, like so they can have it and process it on their own. Much like the Fanthrex. Like, I love when people give me letters at the show because even a birthday card, I'm like, can I just open this later? Or a gift on my birthday, I'm always like, can I not open it in front of you? It's too much. I don't know what that says about me, but
maybe you don't want to see the reaction because it won't live up to what you want, maybe?
No, it's not that. Like, it's too many feelings for me. It's too emotional.
Yeah.
And I'm just very uncomfortable with that much sincerity. I'm not good at making sincere speeches, eulogies.
Me neither. Yeah.
I buckle. And Kirsten and I were talking about how, I was kind of getting defensive. So there was someone in my life who was like, we don't really hear thank you from you a lot for this thing. And I'm like, but I thank you with like I show it in other ways. And they're like, yeah, like, money and buying you things and things like that. And the guy I'm dating was like, sometimes people, even if you're paying them well or well enough, they're not doing it for the money. If they wanted money, they would go do something else. They're doing it because they have pride in what they're doing and they like that they're helping your life and that they're like a part of a thing, and they do it because they want the accolades. That does matter. That is currency to them, and you need to stop avoiding your feelings and how grateful you are for these people by throwing money at them, which is obviously nice to do, and people would probably prefer that over thank yous, but why not do both? So I'm trying to force myself to be more grateful, which I can't. I mean, now I should go into like, you guys, at the end of the year, I just want to say to you and Noah, like, you're going to get a card from me instead. I can't do it right here. But like, I'm just not good with that. Are you guys, do you relate to that?
I guess it depends if there's going to be a bonus in there. Great, but gratefully saying that.
Right.
I have a lot of trouble with that, obviously. Like, it's so hard for me to be sincere. Like, I remember when I would try to, like, I wrote that one horrendous movie, and I remember someone that read it, they're like, can you, like, make the, the scene where he's saying he loves this woman or he's happy for them, like for her. I don't know what that was.
That's okay.
We just heard a beep.
Can you make it like more sincere and what? And I couldn't. I don't know what those words are. Like I can't do it. I don't know the vocabulary for it because I didn't hear it as a kid. Like I just didn't. My parents weren't that way. That wasn't how we communicated. We communicated through money, like things. Like that's how I knew my dad liked me because I got a car when I was 16, not because he sat me down and he explained why I'm great or something like that.
Yeah, I got a lot of that as a kid from my dad, and I think it made me deeply uncomfortable to hear how great I was because I didn't believe it.
Well, he ended it with
and
babe.
I just thought they were just saying it. What?
He ended it with babe,
Yeah, I mean that always left a weird taste in my mouth, especially after we made out. But
why did he smoke cigars that day?
It was no, I love the taste of cigars. Okay, let's get off this. What the fuck are we talking about?
Let's get on it. All right.
Yeah, it's hard for me to be sincere, but when I do it, it feels really good, and I'm really good at it when I write letters, and I can write, but I'm very uncomfortable in person doing it. And but I was wondering with Brenna, does she because I know you cut everything with jokes, like the most sincere, saddest moments you will still sometimes I have to be like, if I'm like maybe it's not a sentimental like emotional moment, but it's something I'm like frustrated about or like want to stay in the I need to express my anger about something to you, not at you.
Yeah, you'll give me
let's say it's a thing in my life, and I sometimes will just go, I'll go like, and I don't know, I'm just feeling like so full of, and I go, don't make a cum joke right now, like like I have to even say that to you, like don't make the joke about that. I'll say a turn of phrase that I'm like, oh, he's gonna make that joke, and I'll predict it and go, just please don't make that joke. I can't handle a joke right now. I just want to stay in this. Does Brenna ever want you to be more like, because we go, baby, I miss you, and that's almost like, it's saying what you really feel, but it's making it. And
I do miss you, baby. I think I know you well enough where like I know when not to make that kind of joke. I think like even before you tell me not to make the joke, I know our relationship well enough where like, and then with Brenna, there's times where like, I don't know if like we've gotten in like arguments over it, but it's like, can you just like, I'm not that open with her. I don't, I know I like, it would seem like I'd be that way, but like I tend to avoid serious conversation at all costs because
I know you do.
Because I'm afraid of what I'll be asked and that, or not like asked to do or whatever, and then I'll feel like, well, my actions are showing all this. Why do I need to verbalize it? Or like, am I going to be asked to do something that I don't think is reasonable? So I avoid it because I'm afraid that I'm not.
And you're afraid of the answer you don't want.
Yes.
We talked about this. Like a lot of times you're like, I don't ask you the thing because I'm scared you're going to say no. And I'm like, but no is an answer that is acceptable.
Yes.
So you need to be okay with that. And that's the thing. And that's what I do.
Yeah.
We were talking about it yesterday, like things you're scared of. You have to consider the worst case scenario and be like, okay, can I handle that? Like that is an appropriate thing to happen in this circumstance. It could happen. Is that because do I have to take that personally?
Yeah.
It's so funny. I was just talking to Chris about this the other day about how there is no way, like there are maybe 0 people I can think of where if you told them a criticism, like let's just say, someone's always late or something, or, someone's sitting too close to you, or like a friend. I don't think there's anyone that you can confront about something, a criticism, and they won't have a knee-jerk defensive reaction first. Is there any way to present something of like, so that they don't go, but it's because of this. Like no one likes to be criticized, even if it's something that is not a, moral judgment on them.
Yeah.
You're just like, hey, this is my thing. It's nothing to do with you. I just appreciate, a heads up if you're going to be late.
According to therapists, the way to do that is by saying the I feel statement. When you do this, it makes me feel X, Y, and Z.
I think when.
But isn't it like people can't make you feel something? Isn't that a therapy thing? Like then you're blaming them for your feelings.
I think the best.
As long as you say you, it's like your act. When you do this action, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Is there a
the
way
truth is,
that
it sometimes people's actions do make you feel a way. Like this whole thing of like they can't make you feel that way. Sometimes people unintentionally do make you feel a way, and that's okay.
But you
it doesn't
can't
mean
get-
they're a bad person.
I mean, I guess you could get mad, but it's harder to get mad at someone for a way that they feel.
oh
as
boy,
opposed to
not in
them
my
criticizing.
family. Don't feel that way. Why do you feel that way?
I think that, or I feel that I think, that I feel. No, I think when it's like I have trouble with critiques when I feel like the person.
You could say you.
No, but it's not just you. It's like anyone in my life, but it's mostly you. I feel. No, but like if they're doing something similar, maybe it's not that thing to be critiqued.
Hypocritical, yeah.
And I find it hypocritical, and I think a way to do that be like, look, I suck at leaving my bag out per se on the outside in the living room. That being said, I get forgetful sometimes too. In regards to the dryer sheet thing, whatever, can you clear that out? I know I'm fucking forgetful too. I do it too. And then I'd be like, yeah, dude. Fucking, yeah, of course. As opposed to like, you got to take this out. Then I'm like, fuck you. You leave your bag out. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that's when it...
I like how you changed the thing in the beginning so that you didn't accuse me of the thing that you're...
Yes,
that was very shifty of what you just did, but then it all came to truth at the
Yes.
end. No, that's where I get annoyed. It's like, it's not a two-way street. Just because I don't like this, these are different things. Like, it's not always an eye for an eye. And yes, there's different ways of saying like, you need to do this. Like, there could be like, hey, next time you do this, do you mind doing this? I don't think anyone, let alone myself, needs to always give a caveat of like, I do this too, and here's a way that I do it. Like, I know I'm not perfect. We're allowed to have criticisms of others to complement the boundaries we want for ourselves without having to. There's always going to be hypocrisy. Like, for example, I don't mind if the guy I'm dating fucks other women. I just don't care. It's not a thing. It doesn't make me jealous. It's my weird thing. I know, though, that they don't feel, just because they get to do it does not mean I get to do it. I'm not allowing them to do that because I'm like, oh, that means I can do it. It's not a two-way street. It's I like it. I have my own preferences and they have their own preferences. So when it comes to dryer sheets and leaving bags out, I leave bags out. You don't you don't empty the dryer tray. Those can independently. I'm not saying the dryer thing in a world where I am perfect. It's just one thing that I specifically in that moment think about, and it doesn't need the caveat of like, but you do this. It can still just be. Does that?
Yeah, but the whole thing of like, it's not a two-way street, that comes up.
The eye for an eye is just
but
weird.
the two-way street thing, when you go, it's not a two-way street, I could do it, that doesn't mean you, that just comes.
But you can do it, you can yell at me about the bag and I don't have to go, but you leave the dryer sheet. It can just be like, I like a tidy spot. And you've never brought up the bag before. It's so obnoxious when you inadvertently do things. You've never once complained to me.
That's why I don't do it. I don't because I don't have an issue with it.
But you could just say, hey, Nikki, I like a tidy space. Do you mind putting your stuff away? And I would be able to handle that instead of you passive-aggressively bringing it up on here.
It's not passive-aggressive.
It's just so annoying.
It's not passive-aggressive.
Putting it into a
scenario?
Scenario that is a hypothetical.
I don't. But
that's the definition
this is the thing.
of passive.
This is the difference. I don't care that you leave the bag out. I'm using it as an example. I never care. I really don't.
Oh,
that's
well. Okay, then that's different.
But that's the difference. Like,
but that's why I'm saying it's not a two-way street. If you don't care, I do care about the dryer sheet. It's just a thing I care about. I'm different than you. You don't care about the bag. That doesn't mean that they're not the same then. And I'm not saying that even if you did care about the bag, it's not this. You're allowed to have that independent of the dryer sheet conversation. Every time that you can get criticized, this is what, the left and right do. Well, you did this. No, well, you did this. And it's like, no one's ever fucking accountable then. Because you can always go, well, you're not perfect. And it's like, okay, well then let's all just fucking ruin the world. And never have to face, take accountability for the things that we're doing. And it's like, that I'm saying this as someone who makes mistakes all the time and does have those knee-jerk reactions of being like, well, you do this, and I'm even saying to myself, you don't have a right to throw it back in their face of like, but you.
No, but you
there's
do.
Hypocrisy, but
you do have that right. You're saying you.
I don't believe you.
You
do.
have the right to tell the person that they're fucking up. Well, that person that you told
Yeah,
is
but
fucking
I don't think
up
it should come from a place of like I'm defending myself. It should come independently of that in a different scenario. Of like, oh,
no,
okay,
but you can't
it
make
could
the
come up
rule.
like this.
You can't make the rule and then it just abides for you. Do you understand that? Like you can't say.
I'm not saying it abides for me. I'm saying that you can bring up the bag thing. Let's say the bag thing ticked you off. You could bring that up, but it doesn't need to be like, well, the dryer sheet, I don't know why you're complaining about the dryer sheet. You leave your bag out all the time. That is not the way to handle an argument. The way to handle it is go, oh, you know what? I do need to be better about this. And while we're at it, like, I guess since we're in this like kind of conversation, a thing that's been annoying me is that you leave your bag out. It's not the same as, but you do this. It's not a defensiveness. It's a separate thing that, oh, this reminds me of this, but it's separate.
But do you understand?
And it's not defending
But do you
it.
understand the initial of the dryer sheet of how you come at the person? That's how they're going to react to you. So when you say, I don't need to give the caveat, I don't need to go, well, I do this, I don't need to be.
No, if you back up, you'll tell me.
Though.
I
Can
said that
finish?
it's not nice to go do this dryer sheet. I said, hey, next time you're doing the dryer sheet, that would be the way I present it is not good sometimes. It's like a
That's
knee-jerk
what I'm
response.
saying. So then you're going to
Right.
get a knee-jerk response back. That's the
Right.
whole point.
I agree.
So it's like
it.
the initial knee-jerk response, if it comes from kindness and a way of out of love, then you're gonna get love back. But if it comes out of way of like spiteful and like you shouldn't do this, and you talk down to the person, then you're gonna get a shitty reaction.
I agree.
Back. That's all. It's not a big deal. I just it is what it is. But I think we got somewhere on that.
Do you guys want to go to the next news story?
Oh, fuck off, Noah.
Please.
What is the next?
It's right there.
It's
Can
probably
you see
something
it or
really
no?
silly. Go ahead, Nick. Do you want to do it?
A study shows that most people have napped on the job. Nappers seem to have a better quality of life, actually, but non-nappers were likely to make more money. All right, well, this is interesting. The ideal nap time is 20 to 30 minutes. To feel more creative, respondents felt that a 10 to 20-minute nap was plenty. 53% of nappers had also received promotions in the last year, compared to 35% of non-nappers.
On the job.
70% of Americans say they're regularly sleep deprived, possibly explaining the need for an afternoon nap to get through the day. Yeah, this makes sense, but I don't think the amount of money you make for you're gonna die before you get to spend it, because if you don't know, I'm trying to prioritize sleep so much more, because it really it is the number one thing to look your best. I mean, I'm doing it out of vanity more than like I want to extend my life.
Doesn't matter.
I just look like shit if I haven't slept.
Wait, when do you think though? Like, let's say someone has a 9-to-5 job. Do we make a little nap room? Like, what do? We have them sleep at the desk.
I did that at my office when I had not safe. I would say if anyone wants to nap at some point, please take that.
I think that's great.
I think that's great. Naps are, but some people just can't nap, and I don't like that whole I can't nap. It's like I just think that people don't try. They just go, no, I'm different, and it's like you need to do a white noise machine. You need to do a sleep mask. You need to do earplugs. What version of that you need? Dark. You need a cold, dark room, and you need to just try. And it's maybe not going to work the first time, through 20 times, but eventually you should figure out if you're someone that does not get enough sleep, you got to get that sleep.
Yeah, there's something like the hustle aspect, the toughness of like I sleep 4 hours a night and then I work 28
that used
hours.
to be so cool.
It still is in the dialogue of so many people.
It's so funny. Last night I had that little kind of. Last night I almost pulled I could have pulled an all-nighter to get that thing done, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. Like I have a due date for this, and I am late on the due date, and people are going to be annoyed. But my health for the rest of the month is dependent on me sleeping tonight and getting at least 5 hours instead of 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not cool to not get sleep anymore. Stop being That is the curse thing.
Well,
It's cur to be like, I didn't sleep.
in Spain,
I worked so hard. Cur.
in Spain, they literally have a siesta. Like, that's like part of their life. Now, granted, they stay up very late. They eat dinner very late. Like, that's just their, like, culture.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a siesta. Like, they do it, and they're fine. All these countries
I
that
love
have, like,
naps.
4-day work weeks, they're fine. There's
And I know that people out there are like, I can't fit 8 hours of sleep, Nikki. It's just not in my schedule. You deserve 8 hours of sleep. It is a God-given right. You got to figure out a way to get it. You're going to die soon. You're going to get cancer soon. You're sooner than the rest of people that sleep better. Like, when you don't get good sleep, it just, listening to that Sam Harris podcast that he did with that sleep guy, they were talking about, all these people who are famous for like only needing 5 hours of sleep or less a night. Winston Churchill, I think it was Margaret Thatcher. They're going through the list of these like famous people that don't need a lot of sleep. They all died from early onset Alzheimer's. Ronald Reagan. They're all it destroys you on the back end. You're not. It's just it's almost like not eating.
I think when you have
kids,
kids,
it should be that important.
When you have kids, it's like.
That's why I don't want kids.
I know. I think like that's like the
Why do
number
people have
one thing
kids?
is like your kid wakes up at 6, not to mention crying throughout the night. Like, so those, I think if you're a new parent for the first 2 years, your company should give you an hour of nap time in between.
Well, I think people should consider that before they have kids.
Well, that's
I mean,
another thing.
Who doesn't know that you're going to lose sleep with kids? If sleep is something you prioritize in your life, don't have kids until you can get the help that you need so that you can get the right sleep. I would never have a child unless I could fit in naps. I would never do it because that's how important it. But I really, really, the first thing, I would rather go, like if I see a week of work for myself and there's no sleep involved, I start panicking a lot. Much more than if it's like, oh, I have to, go bungee jumping or something. Like something that would be uncomfortable for me. The thing I dread more than anything is lack of sleep. So when parents complain about, oh, I'm not sleeping, I'm just like, this isn't the 20s or the 50s even, where you just had to have kids and there's no options for you. You chose this. Don't do it until you can afford to.
Yeah, but then that's like 80% of people couldn't do it then or more.
Well, then.
Yeah.
Then you just. I mean. Well, then maybe it's more important to you to have kids than to sleep.
Yeah.
And you could still complain about it. I don't mind that. But the people that act like.
No, but I feel like, though,
just
if companies like.
confused by it is.
But I think if companies like, companies like, I feel like Facebook and Google, you talk to people who like go through their things. I guarantee they have nap rooms like where you get to play ping pong and then sleep for an hour and then you got to like work.
We're too caffeinated though.
That's the other. Yeah, that's true.
Because
it's hard,
your body wants sleep, and then we take all these stimulants, caffeine. It makes it so you can't nap. Even though your body is crying out for it, your brain won't shut down because we're just constantly pumping ourselves with caffeine. I mean,
yeah,
we're so fucked. And I know I'm gonna get hate for the kid thing, but I just I feel the same way about parents that I feel about teachers. Like I couldn't do it because it's too much work and I just don't think I'd get enough sleep, and maybe people don't prioritize that as much as me, or they prioritize having kids is more important than that. So I don't mean to make you mad. I'm just saying I don't really, and I do have sympathy for you when parents are sleepless. I've tried to buy my sister a fucking night nurse. There's everyone in my all I want for the people I love and care about, including you guys, the besties listening, is that you get good sleep. If I could give you any gift, it would be the gift of rest. But when someone has kids and keeps having kids and they are tired and they look like shit, I'm like, this is not a new concept. Mothers have been around forever complaining about the sleeplessness. It has been portrayed in media for generations. Like this is not a new don't be surprised when being a mother is fucking hard as fuck. And no one forced you to do it, except if you live in Texas. But I feel, even though, let me just say, I'll play devil's advocate for myself. I remember Andrew being like, on my day off, I don't want to go get you groceries. And I said, well, I didn't know this day of work. He goes, you choose to work. And I go, I didn't know that day was going to be me with all my jobs lining up on one day. Like, if you're a mother out there and you're like, well, I couldn't have predicted that my son was going to need to go to hockey practice in the morning, that my daughter was going to go to dance, and that I was going to have no space. You can't predict that far ahead. Sure, I believe that, and you still have a right to complain that you're tired, and as did I, because there are some times that life, even though you can see it coming and you think you know what's going to happen, it can throw you a curveball. Or I didn't know my child was going to be special needs, and that's a whole other thing. But I still, with my career, when my career is special needs, sometimes I do want, like, I'm poor me, but I go, I chose this. No one asked me to do this. It is true, but that doesn't mean I can't ask for help. And that's you should still ask for help if your mother's out there.
Yeah,
you deserve it.
And I just
and I notice I didn't say fathers, because let's be honest, being a father would be pretty fucking cush. I told Kirsten this morning, I was like, if anything ever happens to your husband, I'll like have a baby with you, and I'll just be the father. And she was like, really? And I was like, do you want to organize something to take care of him? But I would love to be a dad. Just go make money and then, hang out with that, like, be a fun dad, but like not have to do all of the child rearing. And that's the only way I'm going to be able to have kids, because I know that's the only way I'll be the best parent possible. Right?
Yeah.
Well, in some relationships, that role is reversed, where the woman goes out and works and the father stays mostly at home to
and becomes bitter and hates the wife.
That's not true.
I mean, vice versa too.
No, I'm just.
The other day I was telling the person I'm dating, they were talking about finances and stuff, and I go, if we ever got married, like, I go, not even me, but like, if you married a woman that made a lot of money, you wouldn't have to necessarily work, And
But I've heard
he said, but what if I wanted to buy a $10,000 bike for, like, just for fun with your money? And I go, but if we were married, it wouldn't be my money. It would be ours, and you could buy that $10,000 bike. I would have to be okay with that. Like, and then I said, your sister's married to a guy. If she wanted to spend, $10,000, which is, for their income, a big gift, but like a thing they can afford on something frivolous, a car that she doesn't need, or a procedure she just really cared about, no one would go, but that's his money. Everyone would go, but she raises the kids and everything. She deserves it. But men, for some reason, just go, no, I've got to earn it myself. And I'm like, no.
Well, I
want to support a man.
I've heard countless women say that if the guy doesn't make as much money as her, or isn't a hard worker, like isn't a certain like type of way of earning money, that they lose attraction to them. Like, that's been something that's been said many times. And you can like deny
that man is not. Well, that woman requires that, and okay, but I'm
just saying that's been the norm for a long time. Like, I really do think, and I've heard it before, so it's not like I'm just like making it up. Like,
yeah, no, it's true. Women do they want to be financially taken care of. That matters to them, but
not all of them, though.
No,
not all of them. Yeah, I want
a
man who's going to make sure the fridge is stocked and make sure the apartment is clean. Not doing it himself, but like hiring the right people, making sure
managing
deliveries
the
get there in
house.
time, folding up boxes, emptying the dryer sheet, putting my bags away. Like, that's how I will feel horny for a guy. I really would. Let's take a quick break and come back with Why Do I Care? Andrew, why do I care? Why do I care?
in her latest interview with Howard Stern, Billie Eilish reveals she started watching porn at 11, watched a lot of it, and that it negatively impacted her for her first sexual experience. She calls porn a disgrace and is angry that porn is loved.
I can't wait to hear this interview. Have you listened yet?
I have. I tried to listen to it. I've only heard bits and pieces.
She says, I think it's really destroyed my brain, and I'm feeling incredibly devastated that I was exposed to so much porn. The first few times I, had sex, I was not saying no to things that were not good. it was because I thought that what I was supposed to be attracted to was that. So I'm so angry. So she said, I'm angry that porn is so loved, and I'm so angry at myself for thinking that it was okay. The way that vaginas look in porn is fucking crazy. No vaginas look like that. Women's bodies don't look like that. We don't come like that. I love it. You know, she's right. I think that porn is really bad for young people and older people too. I mean, I'm absolutely addicted to porn. And it has changed the way I perceive my own body, the way I enjoy sex. I love porn. I don't want to give it up. It's not something that I feel like is ruining my life or my sexual life. I feel like actually porn is my sexual life sometimes for a lot of my life when I don't have a partner. I'm really grateful for it. But I do acknowledge that it ruins lives all the time, and a lot more than anyone's talking about. So I'm glad Billie brought this up.
Yeah, it's I guess when you're younger and you watch porn and then you're like, oh, I guess my first time I'm just gonna be bent over doggy and like spit on, and it's like, well, that's what it is, as opposed to like a loving like connection where you're like really like, you know, connecting with the person. You know, porn is all about disconnection a lot of times. Sex.
Guys think they don't. Even I think there are guys that think that they don't mimic things they see in porn. They think they're different than the guys that spit in girls' mouths and yank their hair or like slap them and stuff. You hear about like guys mimicking porn and they go, "I'm not like that." You all are. You all do stuff that you see in porn. It's just you can't help it, but it happens, and you know.
Well, then you also hear like
I live my life based on rom-coms.
Yeah.
You know, like I view everything through a lens of like a fucking romantic comedy written by Nora Ephron.
Yeah.
And that's fucked up my perception of romance. And you know, fairy tales and Disney movies also have really. I was watching my special last night. I have so many references to rom-coms and Disney movies, and I realized it's made so much of. It's made me.
That was my life too.
Crazy.
Watching TV.
I just love
in the 90s. Yeah.
I love like the crush and the drama around
montage.
it. And then the moment
Yeah.
when the crush is revealed. And then like I used to role play with my ex-boyfriend. Like we have a crush on each other and we've never told each other, and we're sharing a bed because there's a storm at this conference that we're at and they didn't have enough hotel rooms and we have to share a bed and we've both always liked each other. He goes, "Do you have a crush on someone in your life right now that you want to do this with?" And I was like, no, I just want to do this. And it was like, he was so dead on. I was so busted.
I know. And then you like you ask him to build you a house over time, over 10 years, and then you come back to the small town, and the house you dreamed of is built for you. And then
Here's the problem, though. You get together, and then the credits roll. You never see. I don't know what happens next after that. For me, I have to start the movie over again. When you get the guy, I don't know what happens next. There's no examples of that.
Yeah.
You know, even Ross and Rachel. Okay, well, he cheats on you, and then you get mad at him, and then you take him back, and then you get mad at him again. It's just this constant. My life needs to look like a episode, you know, a season of Friends.
Yeah, you don't
I just can't have happiness. No, it cannot sustain. Because who would want to watch that?
And a lot of those shows, like all the rawness and the sadness gets taken out with like, hey, he cheated on me. And then you think like that's how life is. And then you watch like the show, that marriage show that was just on. And then you're like, okay, that seems at least a little bit more, almost too real. Then people are like, oh, it's too real. It's too much. Like you know what I mean? Like shows are either like in your face, like crushing, or they're like, you cheated.
I have to say though, the Friends, I don't know if you're familiar with when Ross cheated on Rachel. They were on a break.
Yeah.
Okay. And he went out and he slept with this woman.
Yeah.
And she found out about it because Gunther told her, because Gunther was in love with her. And
fucking Gunther.
The whole thing was like, we were on a break, and she's like, we weren't on a like. We were, but that didn't mean you should fuck another girl. And he thought that she was done with him. And so he got drunk and slept with this girl. And, you know, I remember being in like 7th grade watching that, being like, that fucking whore who took Ross from Rachel. I was so mad at the girl instead of Ross. So stupid. I was like, her dumb spiky blonde hair. She's not even cute. And she, like, I just had so much, and I hated Emily. I hated anyone that was between Ross and Rachel. And the thing is, like, they did explore how hurtful that was. There was some really good scenes where he's just like, Rach, please. And she's just like, I can't. Why would you do this to me? And it's really was sad and gripping. And man, those scenes are good. My favorite scene ever, though, for two people getting together, I've watched it a million times. It's legit porn to me, is when Jim tells Pam that that he's in love with her. She's like, there. It's after the casino night, and that Michael Scott throws for the company.
On the boat?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of
there's a casino night, and then you know Jenna or Pam is dating that Roy guy. At this, they're engaged. So Roy, they're going outside, and she's gonna get a ride home from Jim because she's gonna stay later, and she's saying goodbye to Roy. Roy like drives off, and he's like, hey, watch my lady tonight, Jim. And Jim's like, take care. And then they're walking, and you can just tell that Jim's just like, he just needs to say it. And he's like, I need to talk to you about something. And she's like, about me taking more of your money? Because I can do that. Like, she's like keeping it light, like the casino night. She's like, about me? Like, and he just goes, I'm in love with you. And she's just like, what? And it's just such a good scene. And he's like, I just needed you to know. And she's like, Jim, no, like, I value your friendship. And he goes, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't say that. And she's like, so much. And he's like, don't do that. I don't want that. I don't want that. And she's like, I can't. And he's like, okay, well, I just needed you to know. And he's like so mad. He's like mad but sad. Then he walks away. And then it cuts to the scene back at the casino party. And then it goes to the scene in the office. And you just see her silhouette in the office. And it's dark. And she's calling her mom. She's like, I don't know, Mom. He just said it. And you can hear her mom, like, you don't hear her mom, but she's like, do you love him too? And she's like, I don't know. I think I do. And then you just see Jim walk in, and he like hears the conversation, and he just goes up to her and kisses her. It's so fucking good. Does anyone else out there, or any other besties, watch these kinds of scenes? And I think I've asked for these before. Will you send me more of them? Someone sent me the Pride and Prejudice ones. Oh, that was good too.
She was on the
and
phone
I made
with
Andrew
her
watch
mom.
the You've Got Mail ending. I wanted it to be you. I wanted it to be you so badly.
Mom.
Okay, let's get to the Reddit
Mom,
topic.
does Jim love me? Also, what mattress do you think is best?
I love that she called her mom. Yeah, that's I would totally do that. My mom's like, I don't want to hear about
Yeah,
this.
shut up.
My mom would have no interest in hearing that.
I like Roy.
This is your Reddit dump. This is something I saved from the subreddit anti-natalism, which is people who don't want to have kids. Anti-natalism. And this is a tweet that someone shared from a guy named They Love KJ. They with two Y's. Little kids talking about when I grow up. Little kids talking about, quote, when I grow up. Man, it's 70 in December. You ain't growing up. LMAO. I'm going to share that on my story later. It's like, it's so true. China's going to take over. The world is literally crumbling. Russia has finally acknowledged that climate change is a crisis. Like, Russia's even like, yeah, this is bad. It's not looking good. This is an adorable thing from Made Me Smile that I'm going to play. It's just a guy on TikTok interviewing kids, and his account is called like recess_therapy. And there's this little kid. I wanted to show him to you.
Aw.
Okay. And that's the guy interviewing him. And he's just like a little kid. He's so cute. He's probably like 6 years old, 6 or 7. And he's talking about his favorite animal. And I just want to play this.
If you could talk to Komodo dragons, what do you think you'd say to them?
I love you. You're so nice.
What do you think they'd say to you?
I think they would just say thank you.
Do you think they'd say I love you back?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
What would you do if you went to Panija?
I would just ride on all the Komodo dragons, but I know that Komodo dragons eat people.
Wait, what?
They eat people.
What?
This special animal eats people.
Are you afraid of them?
Nuh-uh.
Not at all?
Definitely not. They can eat people, which is so special.
Do you want to see an animal eat a people?
Actually, definitely, yeah.
Why?
Because it's like, I never seen an animal eat a person.
But you want to.
Yeah, even though they might eat me, I still love them.
They're the best, basically, right?
Right. Basically.
Isn't that so cute?
And so dark.
He's kind of leading him to talk like a kid. Because did you hear him go, you'd still like them if they eat a people? That's what the interviewer said. He goes, yeah, I'd still like them if they ate a person. He's like, stop talking to me like
Yeah, I know
fucking
exactly. I'm talking about someone getting destroyed by a dragon. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, the kid is like, they're trying to make, okay, and then this is maybe the cutest thing I've ever seen. I saved this the other night. This is from Made Me Smile as well, the subreddit. This is, it says, she likes to balance farm birds on her head, and it is a probably 3.5-year-old girl that just likes to put chickens on her head. And it sounds not cute, but I swear to you, you gotta go watch this. It's on Made Me Smile, and you can find it with she likes to balance farm birds on her head. I'll show you a little bit of this.
Aww.
Aw. That is really cute.
The music makes it.
I know this is bad for audio, but we can cut it. Okay.
That's okay.
It's just her balancing. Look at this outfit that she's wearing. Look how cool she looks. I just love a little girl who don't give a fuck and has parents that dress them like super cool. And I don't even know how that turned into like a talent that she likes. It's so cute. Okay. This is from the subreddit Science. As many as half of all drinkers underestimate how drunk they were, judging themselves still safe to drive despite having exceeded the legal driving limit in new research published today. Okay, so what does that tell you? When you get drunk, the part of your brain that goes, I'm too drunk to drive, gets drunk.
Yeah.
So people always go, I'm just going to have a couple. Well, the person that only is going to have a couple gets drunk, and that person is no longer steering the ship. So as many as half of all drinkers underestimate how drunk they were.
Yeah.
How is that research from
that just
today?
tells you.
How's that research from today?
know.
Like,
It's
didn't
kind
we all
of-
know that?
I mean, I would have guessed probably that would have just as a good reminder.
Dude, I've only
to
had
stay safe
like
out there.
I've only had like 9 drinks over like 7 hours. Like I'm fine. Like what is wrong with you? Like where's my car? That's not even a car. I'm on top of it. Oh my god, I just fucked the exhaust. You know? It's like
I love that was the best thing about not drinking was never being drunk when I'm like never being if I get pulled over, the calmness is so much more because you would feel like you were fine, maybe you drank the night before and in the morning, even like it could be in your system still, you would just still have like guilt constantly, like maybe I smell like it or something. Like when you have that freedom of not having that, or even with pot too, when I quit pot, like just not worrying at the airport, not worrying about literally never having to worry.
it's like
anything's gonna
when
happen.
you go and I used to party and like maybe I would like do 2 bumps of cocaine in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get on the plane and you see a drug dog and you're like, I have a lot of coke in my bag. Even though like I didn't buy it. I didn't even
Yes.
I like barely even snorted it and I'm like, I have 7 kilos in my bag. And it's
Yes, it's just that peace of mind. I always used to say when I quit drinking, like I used to always be scared that I would repeat myself. I would tell stories when I was drunk, and then people the next day would go, you said that to us last night. What were you blacked out? And it'd be so embarrassing. So I started just not telling stories ever when I was sober because I just didn't want that reaction. And I remember what a relief it was when I had some sobriety under my belt from drinking, and people would go, oh, we met before. And I go, oh, I don't remember. And I go, when did we meet? And they're like, oh, it was December of 2012. And I go, oh, well, I was sober then. That's your fault. You're not interesting enough. Like, it's not my fault anymore that I don't remember you. I used to always just or I didn't remember a story or a fact. Like, and it's never your fault. Like, even if you are losing your memory, I'm just like, my dad gets so mad at my mom because her memory is kind of, going a little bit more because she's an aging woman. It just happens to everyone. And he gets mad at her and I go, do you think she wants to forget? This sucks. Don't make fun of her. Don't get mad. Just, be gentle with people who can't remember. But I always used to have so much regret. Let's get to the final thought. Okay, this is from the subreddit Damn That's Interesting. It says, crazy to think that George Jetson will be conceived this weekend. And this was 2 weeks ago. But it says George Jetson on his Wikipedia, his birthday is August 27th, 2022. And so that means that his parents had sex 2 weeks ago.
What?
Isn't that funny? I liked that.
Wait, he was conceived.
Like in the world of the
Yes.
Jetsons, George Jetson was conceived. And they have flying little ships and they have robots.
I know. I'm just
nannies
trying
and
to
stuff.
think there was a flying car I saw on TikTok where it's a car and then the wings come out from it. Mm-hmm. Are people gonna fly like these cars? Like, is that gonna be a thing? You think? Like, do you really think that there's gonna be flying like a person?
If there could be, I think we would have that. I think that's what we'll head to. If
There's all these restrictions for drones, for flying drones. So there's no way they're going to put
if
cars
we
up
have
in the air.
super highways that we can manage it, I think it would be a thing. Okay, this is from TikTok cringe. And this says, this is a girl who's walking around. This is just like things on TikTok that make you cringe. And this is a girl that doesn't wear shoes ever anywhere. It's so gross.
Even to public restrooms?
Dude, she's just going everywhere with no shoes. I don't even know how she gets in half these places because I would feel so weird walking around barefoot. If I had to go, down the hallway to get to the ice machine at the hotel with that, I feel weird.
Barefoot crunchy mom. While I have yet to step in anything sharp, I know that one day I inevitably will step in glass. And it will hurt, yes, but not as bad as the severe foot pain wearing feet prisons has caused me.
She calls
I am
shoes
on a
feet
mission
prison.
to live the one life that I have been given to the fullest. Were we not wearing feet prisons, we would experience the world mostly through our feet. Wearing shoes is like wearing a blindfold or noise-canceling headphones. Think about everything you're missing out on when you wear shoes, especially right after it rains. I choose not to wear shoes for the same reason I choose not to have epidurals or take Tylenol. They want us disconnected from our mind, body, soul, and the earth so that they can sell us products. If you think this video is weird, I would like to ask you a question. Who are you living for? Yourself or to appease advertisers and make other people more comfortable?
Thoughts.
Whoa.
Thoughts.
I wonder.
She didn't have me until that last part.
I know. That it sounded like Noah to me, that last part. When I watched it initially, I was like, okay. I was like, she was calling shoes feet prisons, and I was just like, bitch, you need them to protect yourself from glass and stuff.
Yeah,
on
where
the
is
ground,
she
but
living, by the way?
honestly, we have calluses that do that. That's why we grow calluses, is to have like soles of our feet.
I think it depends where you
I
live.
I agree with her because my feet are mangled from shoes. Shoes cause bunions.
Yeah, but if you
That's what caused my
if you live
bunions.
in St. Louis in the winter, you need shoes. Like, shoes came out of
That's a good point.
necessity. They didn't come because for
Okay, well, let's say
fashion.
you live in a beach climate.
Yeah, don't wear. That's fine. Yeah, people wear flip flops, which is essentially almost barefoot. I mean, people don't wear shoes.
It's almost like not wearing deodorant. People are like, ew, but your feet are going to stink. And it's like, but I don't wear deodorant, so I don't stink because deodorant causes the stink. Shoes cause the stink,
Yes, but
Feet don't stink if you're not putting them in socks with moisture and mold. Noah?
Well, I was going to say that last part about connecting to the earth and stuff, that's the part I really like, and it's the reason why I enjoy camping.
Yeah, the noise canceling headphones, the whatever
condoms.
other thing she
I'm
said
thinking
that
of
disconnects
condoms when she's talking. Like, yeah. That's
because you want to wear one so you don't get that girl pregnant.
yeah. So because
You don't want to have to keep that kind of person in your life.
I don't want to be around her when she doesn't have an epidermal or whatever.
Epidural.
Dermal.
Several. All right. Well, yeah, it's something to think about. I think that it is good to go barefoot and to connect with the earth. And maybe you're right. That is why like nature is so important.
But if you're in a fucking
Like farming and stuff.
if you're at an
Tundra.
outback and you're shoeless, it seems like a selfish decision.
But if we all didn't wear shoes, it wouldn't seem that weird.
No, but I mean, if you're on a flight and you're sitting next to a guy and his feet are out, it's just it's a lot.
It's gross because we are used to seeing shoes and we're not used to seeing feet, but that's the only reason it's gross.
Look, I get
and
that.
the same with pubic hair or hair on a woman's legs. Like it's all based on marketing. So she kind of has a point. Fuck. I've wanted to make fun of her, but
She
I
has a
kind of
point
agree with her.
until I think I'm in an enclosed space with you and I'm inside a shoe next to you. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh my God. Can I play one more, Noah?
Okay, yes, and then wrap it up.
This is so amazing. Oh, she's like hot too. Like there's something about her that her confidence is just so sexy.
She
cool.
not wear a bra?
This is from TikTok Cringe. So sometimes TikTok Cringe just has good things, and I don't understand why, but this one is fucking great. It makes great points.
No.
Oh wait, so she's eating chips.
Oh, you're pro-life? That's cool. So you're against war? No.
You're pro-life.
The death penalty.
Pro-life.
No. Obviously, you support gun control. No. Speak out against police brutality? No? Okay. Okay, so you foster and adopt children? No? You know there's over 400,000 kids in the foster care system in America right now, right? Good. Let's see. You support mandatory parental leave for new parents? No? How about government programs to help fund those kids you wanted to be born?
No.
No? So you're not really pro-life then, are ya? I mean, at best, you're pro-fetus. That is if you don't support IVF. Oh, you do? Great. So then you're just pro-controlling women's bodies and people with uteruses. You're not pro-life. But because you see, a young girl gets pregnant and you shame her. And then she has that kid that you wanted her to have and use government assistance like food stamps and WIC. And what do? You shame her. And then those kids, unfortunately, usually grow up in poverty and or abusive homes and have their own set of issues, mental health issues, drug abuse issues, in and out of the prison system that you also don't want to reform. And what do? You shame them. How about if they're born gay or trans? Do you support their rights then? No, you shame them. So you're not really pro-life then, are ya? What's that? You don't do any of those things? You're just against abortion. Okay, I get that. So obviously you support things like better sex education in schools.
I mean, this girl just dismantled anything you could say that goes like, but no, she just tears it apart. She's amazing. Her name is, I'm going to go to the end so you can find it and watch the rest of it. It's Nicole Caitlin, Katelynn1. Nicole Caitlin
Just
1
makes
on
me want to
TikTok.
eat Doritos. I don't know why.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's so crunchy. And she's so cool. She's just like, do you? No? Like it's hot too. There's something very erotic about it at ASMR. All right, guys, Probably Gay. Have a great Wednesday. We won't be here tomorrow. Thursday we will be back. Can't wait for that one. And don't be and jack of all trades.